Hey everyone, this is David. Welcome back behind the velvet rope. Just remember, it's not about the pasta. We are here with the one and only Miss Sarah Farasia. Do you see my shirt here today?
I love it, David, with the one, the only James Kennedy.
I have a
Wait,
shirt that says it's not about the pasta and a picture of James for everyone watching on YouTube.
I always forget. Has James been on your podcast?
No, Mr. Kennedy is we have tried. He's a very interesting character, that Kennedy.
Return guest. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Well, that
No.
makes sense.
We've had the icon on twice, that is Lala Kent, one of my favorites of all time. Literally, I love Lala as an
Amazing.
interview. Love. Um, Speaking of James, what is this stuff happening? He's singing or something with Allie. The hell
Yeah,
is that?
let's do some rapid fire. We have a lot of stories. So he and Allie have recently been getting a lot of backlash. There was a video that surfaced on TikTok of them singing at an event, of her specifically singing, and people are like trolling the heck out of them. Here, I'll just play one.
I can't hear that. Do you want us to hear this, Sarah? Because no one
Oh,
can hear
it's
that.
fine. It's just like it's hard to hear her anyway. Apparently, they were at a kids event.
Hmm.
So James and Allie for Vanderpump Rules. People are defending her. Of course, people initially said, "Oh my God, this is painful. What is this?" It was at an LA book fair event, and this was for kids, so it was really cute, is what they're saying. But anyhow, they were getting kind of trolled. There's Mr. James Kennedy with a sweatshirt tied around his waist and some jeans on, and Allie's up there. I mean, Allie's so cute. I like Allie. She's one of the runaway stars, I think, of this past season. So
She's
anyway,
gorgeous.
but people are saying she's a horrible voice. This is giving me one of those concerts at the mall from the 2000s. Allie, can we get some stage presence, please? People are
People are sick.
they're
People
savage.
are sick. Can
Um,
I
it was a
say
kids
something?
event, so supposedly it was supposed to be kind of fun and lower energy, and anyway, that was trending.
Before we get into our rapid round of fire, we never talked about which happened 2 weeks ago. I have some off air. I have some tea about this. I could maybe spell a little bit. We haven't talked about Miss KKB, the icon that was also on my podcast, Kelly Kaloran Bensiom, calling off her wedding days before it happened. And then I'll
That's
tell you the
great.
tea, some tea that I
All right. Well, what is the
had.
truth? Because Page Six is reporting that Miss Ben Simone pulled the plug on it because he wouldn't sign a prenup.
I
And
think,
that
yeah. And is someone saying something else?
no, I didn't know if you had other tea. She basically, she just said, and some of these things come down to the wire, although I would have thought they would have figured that out long ago. But relationships, it never fails to surprise me how few in-depth conversations people have before they tie the knot, which is why marriages, I think, don't work for so long, right? It's why my
Hmm.
husband and I go to couples therapy. We have been, and we went to couples therapy before we got married. And people always used to say, oh, it's never going to work between you two because if you're in therapy prior to getting married, it won't work. And then we went to this emotional couples therapist who I highly recommend. And she's like, no, the reason that relationships don't work is people don't go to therapy prior to making one of the biggest decisions of their lives. And she's like, the fact that people think you should go and have a year's worth of therapy to really know who you are getting in bed with financially, emotionally, with kids. She's like, that's bananas. And she truly saved us. That's the reason we're married and we have a good relationship. So I love a couples therapist. I would have thought they would have hammered this out. This is a big one. We talked about, my husband and I talked about this in therapy before. We don't have a prenup, but she says this was a deal breaker, that he should have known her career, her background. And again, I'm like, haven't they been dating for a while? But better to pull the plug now than and the thing with a prenup, I'm not sure why he didn't go for this, but she says he's old school. And again, you might know more. Because with a prenup, you can always dissolve it. And I always say to people, do the prenup because isn't it best to do an agreement when you're the most in love and the most kind to someone versus when you're trying to exit and it's nasty? Do a prenup because you do it with love at that moment, always can dissolve it 5 years in, 10 years in, 20 years in. And better to revisit it if things go south when you guys were in love and kind to each other than trying to do it later. So I don't know. I'm with her. I'm with her. I think at this stage she needs a prenup, and I'm shocked he wouldn't do it, but people are old school.
Yeah, I mean, it's I think shocking because there was a lot of stereotypes that was surrounding this union. I mean, he's a financier, he has money. You know, a lot of people were like, wow, she played her cards right. She got a rich man, you know. So I think good for her for shattering that stereotype. Um, yeah, that is really my sources tell me is really the reason she wanted him to sign it and he didn't want to sign it. And here we are. I don't know if you're in love with someone, why not sign it? I really don't, shocker. I don't believe in the concept of marriage. I believe in Kurt and
Oh,
Goldie. I believe I really like for me, for anyone slipping into my DMs, let me tell you the future there's no chance that we could get married. It's just a non, there's really no chance we could ever have kids, but I just don't believe in it. I don't believe in it. If I choose to stay with you every day for the rest of my life in a monogamous relationship, what a beautiful thing that that is a choice. I don't believe, for me, I would literally, I mean, I can't even go on a second date. I panic with the concept of commitment. My psychic Pandora is helping me with this, but you know, it's not for me. So why can't people just, I'm in love with you, we'll be together forever? Isn't that enough?
yeah, for a lot of people it is. Yeah. Do that. Do what works best for you. You can always get married. You can always, but it's sad to see. And that was big news trending over the past couple weeks.
And I've heard from now I know for a fact that Kelly, I always, I guess I should talk. She invited people to her wedding that might be on TV. She invited people to her wedding that might be on the New York Housewives with her in the past. And just, you know, no one, the wedding was going to be in Boston. And I mean, I don't know if she invited Paul Byrne in, she knows him. But, you know, I don't think this wedding was going to be heavily attended by, you know, her Roni friends.
Okay. Well,
That's my cryptic way of saying she invited people and you have Ramona. I'm not leaving the Hamptons. You have Dorinda, huh? So I think that she invited her Roni family, and it doesn't seem like anyone was gonna attend the wedding, which is really neither here nor there, David, because the wedding ain't happening, but I know that. So I thought that was interesting that no one was gonna be there for her girl,
can
Kelly.
we get into the ever unfolding story of Kenya Moore? I want to hear all your
Yeah, but
thoughts.
can we also talk about just for a minute Paul
Yeah.
Bannon while we're at
Yes.
Aurora Culpa? She's been on this podcast. Go listen to that episode. I mean, look, she's 20 years younger than him and Bethany. Um, I'd like to know how your friend, I have a friend, her name is Marge the Sarge. It is her way or it is the highway. But you have a friend, Bethany Frankel, and she knows it all. I would like to know what how Bethany feels about this. Does she I bet you Bethany would be like, great, more power to doesn't seem like Bethany is like the jealous type. It seems like she's very, I didn't, you know, didn't work between us. Great. Go for it. What do you think about all this?
Uh, I don't know. You think I mean maybe, I guess, does she wish Jason Hoppy well? Does she wish that other guy on season one of Real about Roni with her that she was engaged to for a minute? I don't know. I guess we really don't know because people have asked me, they're like,